Good afternoon. It's the General Services meeting. Ron Ettinger is not available today. It's me and Amy Evans. I'm Dan Gukin. It is August 26th, noon, and our first agenda item is a memorandum of understanding with the Centennial Trail Foundation for the Midway landscape improvements at Riverstone Park, and Bill Greenwood is with us.
Thank you, Councilman. We have been working with the Centennial Trail Foundation for, it's been going on 3 or 4 months. Doug Eastwood sits on that board, and some years ago when he was still Parks Director, he and I were working on the Riverstone Park. And we'd always thought this piece of the park, the entrance, could be some additional parking and maybe a green belt. So it's always been on my thinking and his when he was here. And so he got a hold of John Mueller and came up with this concept. The concept that you saw at Park and Rec, we can show today if you like, but really what we're here to talk about is the MOU that would allow them to go seek some funding so that this could be pursued and developed and have a just green belt at the entrance in all the way down to the parking lot, expanded the parking lot a little bit, and then some diagonal parking all along that entrance road that comes in. So that park has become extremely popular. We could use the extra parking, and with our Atlas Mills site that's coming forward soon, this will be a nice enhancement for that piece in there as well. So it's up to you if you'd like to see. John Mueller's here to talk about the concept, if you'd like to see it, or we can wait and just do that at council level. It's your decision, obviously.
Okay, any questions?
Approximately how many additional parking spots?
I think it was 35 in there somewhere.
No, I think initially we had 44 and then we were fiddling around.
You want to come up and...
Yep.
Good afternoon, John Mule. I think initially we had something like 45 spaces, but then as we began to massage the plan a little bit, it went back and forth. And I think it's somewhere now around 36 to 38 spaces.
Great.
Yep.
Okay.
Any 15-minute spaces? I'm going to play that forever, just to let you know.
Yours will have, that'll say 15 minutes for Mr. Gook.
Just for Mr. Gukin. Okay. Well, this is really cool. I've seen it before, but we're not talking about the design or anything today. We're just saying that the city's cool with this.
Right.
We're gonna move forward. We're happy to do it. Would you like to do your presentation at council?
Yes, I think it'd be good. I think it's a good thing to show so everybody gets again, it's a concept, and so it'll drive pretty much what we're doing. In the MOU, it states that they will work with us, our department, with that design when it comes to fruition. Doug had mentioned that he wanted to do it. It'd probably be done in a couple of phases. Mm-hmm. And so we'll just go through that. And the only thing that we're involved in really is the maintenance once it's done. You know, we might help some with, if we have some soil to deliver or something like that, we could probably help in that way. But the cost to us would be minimal, really, not really asking for anything from Parks Capital.
And if we don't do it, what is the area going to look like?
Like it looks now, just mowed and dead weeds.
Okay, so
Yeah.
This is a definite improvement.
Yes, absolutely.
Private foundation is going to be raising the money and.
Right, and part of this is, you know, Mr. Stone, John Stone, gave the foundation a little sliver of property there adjacent to our property. And once this all comes to fruition and we get it completed, all that property will come back to us. And so even that little sliver will come back into our coffers.
Neat. Okay. Do a motion?
I'll make a motion that council approve a memorandum of understanding with the Centennial Trail Foundation for a Midway landscape improvements at Riverstone Park.
And I will second the motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? No. And Juanita, we can place that on the agenda, please. Thank you. Our next item is an approval of the revisions to the sidewalk policy and guidelines. And Mr. Bosley from our engineering department, actually, you are our engineering department for the most part.
There are others.
And there are others, but you are here today. Thank you.
Thank you. Today I'm bringing before you a revision to our sidewalk policy, mainly the incentive program that we offer where we pay citizens back a portion of their costs to reconstruct their sidewalks if they're heaving, broken, or tripping hazards or whatever. But also with this update, I wanted to include a couple of the other things that were discrepancies between either ADA law or with our city code in regards to that. So the reason why we're increasing the sidewalk incentive policy is because it hasn't been increased in a long time, and as you know, construction costs have risen, and it was just more fair to pay a better incentive to get these people, get community members to go out there and improve their sidewalks on their own.
Very good. Any questions?
My question is for Troy. How much was budgeted for this, and then how much was utilized or reimbursed?
So we have incorporated into the streets and engineering financial plan this line item. And because we're never quite sure of where it's going to land, we have been budgeting pretty conservatively. If I remember correctly, $3,000. And then in days gone by, we've had some good years. 2017, we did about 6,000, and 2016, we did 7,000. So we've been running a little bit over budget. The idea there being that the streets and engineering budget's $4.9 million. Once in a while, we have savings enough to cover that, so we don't have to amend for it.
Great, thank you.
It's a great question, too. Yeah, especially if we have a real mild winter, I guess. We can use some of the fuel savings from the plowing to.
De-icing
I
savings, correct.
love this program. I think it's great. Great incentive. My neighbor did his sidewalks, redid them. I mean, they were terrible, and this was part of the motivation to do it. So if people will step up and do it, and like I was telling Chris before the meeting, you know, we frequently raise our fees for costs that improve. So it's nice that we're raising our reimbursement as well for pretty much the same reason, and keeping this in line with ADA code. And this is just our internal policy. This isn't the actual code that, but this reflects what's asked for in the code. So we're good.
If I can comment, it has been a win-win for the people that do it. We've got a team member that oversees this very well, works with them when they're pulling their permits. We work with the contractors, and again, we're improving our town a little bit at a time, and the property values are improved, and the trip hazards are reduced, and I could go on, but I won't.
Yeah, it is. It's a great program, and I hope people know about it and use it, especially if they have the terrible sidewalks like my neighbor Steve did. And I know you watch this, Steve, so I'm talking about it. Anyway, we'll take a motion. Thank you.
I'll make a motion that council approve the revisions to the sidewalk policy and guidelines.
And I second that motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No. And we can place that on the consent calendar. Thank you. Anything else of worthy note? Thank you for coming to the meeting. Meeting is adjourned.